So today we're going to be talking about 5 things I love about my E550 Mercedes. Alright, so the first thing I love is always going to be the power plant. So this thing has a 5.5 liter V8. It's pumping out about 400 horsepower and about 400 pound-feet of torque. It's making actually a little bit more torque than horsepower. So with that 5.5 liter, obviously it's a good amount of displacement, and stock making those kind of numbers, it's pretty nice. And also having a big V8 in a daily driver is also really nice. One thing I like about having that in a commuter is obviously when you're going through traffic, you can kind of push through traffic a little bit easier. Going onto on-ramps, things like that is no issue at all, and it makes it really helpful. And two, if you want to be a little racer boy, this thing 0 to 60 from like a dig or something is very quick. The traction control is pretty reliable. Like it'll let you hook up. In my previous video I talked about what the traction control kind of does and how you can switch it off and stuff. So if you switch it off, it's still on, and then going from a dig, it'll just let you slip like just enough, and yeah, it's fast off the line. Quick side note, if you're liking these videos, be sure to hit the subscribe button. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, and I appreciate you. Also, because of that motor size, the exhaust tone is absolutely fantastic. So I took the rear mufflers off and also the resonators in the middle, and I just straight piped them, and man, it sounds so good. So some people might think that having a Mercedes or like a BMW, some sort of like German car of that kind of caliber is going to break down and fail all the time. And while some of that is true, I mean, my BMW kind of broke down quite often, but I also kind of destroyed it at the same time. So I don't really put that on the car, maybe more on me, but this thing has been absolutely fantastic. I haven't had an issue with it. The one thing that happened is a belt flew off and then a pulley blew up, but I'm not sure why that happened. It was really simple to fix. So overall, I would say this is a really reliable car, and if it's your daily driver or commuter, like, it's perfect for that. Number 3 is going to be the interior. Oh man, it is beautiful. It's a 2011, so it's not the most modern, but the touching points and all the little things that you're actually in contact with are super nice. So I have the sport steering wheel, I think they call this, and I like this the most. It's fading out a little bit, but I mean, it still looks really nice. The shifter, cup holders, all the little knobs have nice little clicks and feels to them. And then clearly the red leather seats. I mean, you got bucket seats up in the front and basically bucket seats in the rear too. So rolling down the windows, you can see in the back, those are basically like rear bucket seats. And I think when you have the windows down and top open, I mean, it's a nice place to be in. And speaking of windows, that's gonna get us to number 4. Just the windows is one of my favorite features about this car. It's kind of why I got this model, because I think they look fantastic. So in case you didn't notice, most cars, they'll have a little, I think this is called like a C-pillar right here that separates the front window to the rear window, and clearly this car has none. So when you're driving down the road, it's just like a huge open view inside your car. You get all the wind in, and oh man, I just think it looks so gorgeous. All right, a 5th thing that I love most about this car, and this isn't for every car, but this one I do appreciate it. It's the power, pretty much everything that comes on the car. So the headlights on the car, they have auto brights. Basically leave your brights on all the time. When a car comes in front, they'll dim down, and then when the car passes, they go up. It's reliable. It happens every time consistently, and you never have to worry about, oh, if you left your brights on, you passed somebody and blinded them, and then they get pissed off and flick you the bird. That never happens. Also, when you're turning, the headlights illuminate another bulb on the side you're turning, and the headlights actually flex inside the housing. So when you go around a little corner, the headlights will point you in the direction that you're actually going. And if you're going slower and you're pulling into like a parking space or a garage or something like that, and you turn the wheel, the other headlight actually illuminates more of that side so you can see. Also, it's the same kind of thing when it comes to the windshield wipers. I know some other cars have this, but I haven't seen it work as good as this one. So right when it starts raining, the windshield wipers will automatically turn on. And the cool thing is it adjusts the speed of the windshield wipers to how hard it's actually raining. So if it's just drizzling, it's on that like intermediate 1 every 3 seconds it'll swipe, and then if it's pouring, like it'll actually start wiping really fast. And then when you're in the car, there's another feature where it pulls out the seat belt for you, so you don't actually have to reach back and grab it. So if I get in and shut, you can see the seat belt puller. Well, maybe let's try to get in the car. Get in the car, shut the door. Oh, the ignition has to be on. So when I press the ignition, seatbelt comes right out. Also, I didn't even think about this either. So when you get in the car, check out the steering wheel. The steering wheel's all the way up. You get in, you're ready to drive, drops the steering wheel down. That allows for a little bit extra room when you're getting in the car, so you're not bumping in the steering wheel, especially if you like to have the steering wheel low. It helps. The third thing I wanted to talk about is there's this feature where you can hold the brakes, like if you're at a stoplight and you don't actually want to keep your foot on the brake pedal, say your foot's cramping up or something, or you just had a rough day and you don't want to spend the extra amount of effort to hold the brakes. You can actually pump them a little bit harder, and then a hold light will pop up. So we're gonna start the car up. Then when we're in drive, and then you stop at a stoplight and you're like, oh man, I don't want to hold the brakes anymore. You just push down a little bit harder, and then it says hold. And so now I can let off the brake, and it just holds the brakes right there. And so the car is not gonna move until you hit the gas. Really kind of a feature that you really don't have to have, but it's nice to have it there, honestly. I use it quite a bit, more than I would think I'd be using it, which is nice. All right, we had some people come down there to start eating their lunch, and I'm not trying to distract them while I'm videoing, so we're dipping. But that is the top 5 things I love about this car. If you want to see the top 5 things I hate about this car, I'll link the video right here up in the top right corner. Go check that video out. It's a good one. But that's gonna do it for this one. I hope to see you in the next one.